In theory.
Yeah. Speaking of
When you get in, Abo, get the, well, actually, it's in Discord. I'll find the date and time.
Right. There we go. Oh, I can be
I
seen.
pinned it.
Or should we go Horde Red?
Oh, Max is typing.
Uh-oh.
Max always types.
Yay! He sees 5 podcasters. That's
Excellent. There are 5 podcasters.
There are indeed.
Good.
Not
There
4.
we go. Yes, and
Oh,
now
I can't see anything.
there are 5 streams. Number 1.
There we go.
And Boo, do we know who is coming next week?
Cut and paste.
Um,
That's a very interesting color.
let me see who. I'm.
Oh, sweet Jesus, it's a Max.
All right.
Probably should have Sotor on.
Big burly arm.
That depends on Max's schedule.
Are we live?
We're streaming.
Yes.
Yeah. If you want to
Streaming.
repost it, go ahead.
Max. Hey, Max. Can you make it on a show in 2 weeks from Sunday? Or the regular night?
Sundays.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Where? Why does none of this stuff make sense? There we go. Game representation dates. Okay.
Ooh, new prime loot. Eh.
Yeah.
Eh.
I mean,
Eh.
unless
Eh.
we want to get. Yeah, we need Sotor on. It's the one that's been the longest.
Okay.
And then probably Kenny after that.
Okay, cool.
And then we need WoW.
Yeah.
Wonder if STL will get any more active with Picard.
Picard. I would think it would.
I just watched that.
It was
actually
good.
pretty
That one's me too.
It's on my list of things I need to do, which is growing exponentially.
It's long and distinguished.
Well, let me spoil it for you.
He
It has
has a
Patrick
football.
Stewart on it.
I heard there's twins. Is that true?
Yes.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Okay, because all the daddies of twins groups in Facebook that I'm in, they said you gotta watch this. There's twins in it, and it's like okay.
And how I feel about I need to watch it because there's a pit bull.
Yeah.
Which apparently was a naughty boy.
All right. What even
if you watch the
is
radio
today?
room.
All right. Oh yeah.
I love the fact he named it number 1.
Yeah.
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 How to take number 1 outside for a number 2.
Number 2. Exactly. All right.
Yep.
Oh Lord. What is 2 weeks? That would be the 2nd of February.
It's
No.
AIE Guild, right?
Is it the 2nd of February or is it the 9th of February?
You're right. 9th.
Yeah.
No, that is sports ball. I mean, Super Bowl for anybody.
Yeah. We'll
Not that
see.
we pay attention to it.
I
In
thought
fact, I used
Super
to
Bowl's-
plan on working those nights.
Yeah.
Super Bowl's next week.
Uh,
They're off this week, right?
they are off this week, yes, and then next week they actually play game.
Yeah. So,
So we'll be
Super Bowl
fine.
next week.
Oh, never mind then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
yeah, we're
better.
good.
Yeah, they always
Oh
take
God,
the
that
week
makes sense
off
because
for.
Sunday the 26th in 1990 whatever was Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
and
You good, Abo?
Suddenly Moogles.
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out I forget how to host people on Twitch.
Oh.
/host and then their name in your chat channel.
Yeah.
In my channel.
Yes,
Yep.
in your channel.
Mhm.
Oh.
/host space channel.
And it's Tetsemi.
It is just you. Okay.
Yep.
So Zoink. Whoop. Durst, did you add anything to the
I literally sat down 20 minutes ago.
All right.
Okay.
It's like even when you shift the nights the podcast gets done, it still ends up being the night that I have the kids.
Always.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
All right.
Well,
I've lost any semblance of order.
need food. Need energy.
There's Seema. Yay.
Okay. Wow, that's a very nice glow from my
What is that?
that's the monitor of the podcast notes.
Oh, geez.
Is there anything such as a dark mode for Google Docs?
That's a good
That
question.
would be interesting.
Yeah.
Tools, preferences.
Dark mode, no. Damn
Don't-
it. Rabbit says, I think I should log in level Nova as I listen. Yes, you should, Rabbit.
Oh, is she playing Nova in?
Oh, yeah. She has
Yep.
2 characters in Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, of course, and she's a cat person. I'm sure.
She has
Whoa.
1 cat person and 1 rabbit person.
Oh my God, I love you, woman.
I mean, how can you not? I mean, the game
Right.
has rabbits.
And yeah, she is Rabbit, and she has a tabaxi in our Thursday D&D game named Nova.
Wow. If you don't pick it up from the podcast, if you do come and play with us, you are guaranteed to have fun because it's a ridiculously awesome game.
I know.
And I like to think that we have fun with people. I
Just
like to think.
Don't trust the potatoes. Potatoes
No,
are
never,
evil.
Never, ever trust the potatoes.
Nope.
Well, we are having them for dinner.
Well, that's
Ooh,
fine.
Cannibals.
Mashed.
Excuse me.
Mashed.
Lala for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we
Boy.
don't trust you.
Sounds like a jail sentence.
Right? Okay.
All right.
All right.
Let's see. Okay, we do have the wedding. Okay.
Now, are people typing in Discord or are
Yes.
they typing in
Yeah.
the stream chat?
Nope. Discord.
If you go to
Okay.
Discord, so if
So
you
that
go
doesn't help me.
the AIE podcast
Yeah.
on the AIE Discord.
You got a
Then I
phone, right?
can't. Then I can't see our chat.
You can put it
Well,
in
we're
a
not doing anything
browser.
on our Discord right now.
You have
Oh,
2
you're
monitors,
right,
don't you?
I could.
All right.
Let's see.
No, I meant like my
Silent.
Discord is open.
Oh, got it.
Okay. Podcast. All right. We good?
I don't have to look at everyone's faces.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just go here.
All right. We are going live in 5, 4, 3. On this episode, the AIE Podcast.
Looking for a raid team? We've got you covered.
Where in the world is Seema San Diego? In the chat, guys.
Way down in Harrowstorm.
I had to.
Eve has settled in again.
And we have Abavan and Doris here to talk to us about AIE in Final Fantasy 14.
All that and more coming up right now.
And it cut out.
I know.
Bringing you
Voice
the latest
activity.
news from the
So-
AIE gaming community
I'll
from
cut it
planet
in.
Earth and
It's
beyond.
there.
This is the AIE Podcast.
Not today. All right. Welcome to episode 336 of the podcast celebrating you, the Aaliyah Ioctast gaming community. The Die Has Been podcast. This is Tetsemi, and to my above me is Mew Cow,
Greetings, free companiers.
and up and to the left, which actually works out because she actually is up and to my left, is
I am.
Makala.
Hey guys, there's a coconut lime tea cake in the Guild Kitchen.
Which is yummy. This week, we're joined by special guests Abavan, front and center, and Duras, who are here to talk to us about AIE in Final Fantasy XIV. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you doing?
All right. I am well. The Final Fantasy is fantasying. Some great stuff happening in the game right now. We love to share some of the things that have happened and will happen, which we hope to get to soon.
Soon. We just got to get through all the news first. But before we get to that, let's start with, I'm going to pick top left square. Makala.
For the win.
McCullough. All right. So, been rolling dice virtually mostly, though our Monday game starts up again tomorrow or Monday. Wow, it feels weird doing this on a Saturday night.
I know.
So our Thursday crew, I don't know. Nova rode a dragon, and I'm pretty sure that's all we need to talk about. And I got to fireball things. We've been dealing with the giants, which is a whole lot of fun. We've been in way we've been in way too many cold places. However, one of the things that we had to do was we had made friends with this white dragon whose mate had been captured and eggs had been taken, and we want her help. And she said, "Well, you gotta free my mate first." And we split the party, which is never a great idea, but we kind of needed to. And Rabbit, who you raid with, great member of AIE, she actually, her and Dwayne, also known as N in AIE, found the dragon, overheard the magic word to get him out of his well, he's N in AIE Nova, but yes, he's 9 in our game. But he they she got the magic word to free the dragon. They let him out. She did not get eaten, and yeah, she got to ride a dragon.
Awesome.
It was quite fun. And then in today's game, it was basically Alice in Wonderland, or Elise in the Feywilds.
We know all about the Feywilds, don't we, Duras?
Yeah, good times.
They're wild.
Yeah.
Very wild.
Real good times. And we still don't know if it was illusionary or not.
You
But
never do.
yeah. However, my little mage pretty much told the Bandersnatch no. Which did get her, snapped at, but yeah, good times. We finally actually defeated the boss of this particular part of the story that we've been dealing with, and we leveled.
Awesome. Very cool.
That's what I've been up to,
All right,
and working a lot.
Let's just go bottom left for the win. Duras, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? A lot of life, a lot of Final Fantasy. Other than that, working. Yeah, it's a thing. We all still have to do it, right?
Yep.
Pay for our subs to
Mhm.
our various vices.
Like
But,
having a roof over our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping the rain off. It's been raining a lot in Pennsylvania lately.
Oh boy.
But yeah, no, we had a nice little long haul, a little holiday break. Now everyone's back from that. We're starting to raid again in Final Fantasy. Doing Maps Nights. Kelsier has been organizing those. That's been good. We'll talk about all that later.
Yep.
But what I've been doing is just dealing with the fact that I now have a middle schooler,
Ooh.
and the extracurricular activities just keep ramping up.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Yep. Very cool. And Mew, what have you been up to except hating on certain trees in real life?
Mhm.
Yeah. There's definitely some crazy ints out here, and some amusing conspiracy theorists from the newspaper about how apparently they're all male trees, and that's why there's so much pollen and always. Yeah,
They're dumb.
Wow.
yeah,
Anyways.
yeah. I'm kind of curious how that works. There's too much cedar. There's way too much cedar for that to be a thing. But yeah, enjoying my one working nostril as I. Been trying to play the new content that we'll talk about a little later with the WoW patch. I don't know if we'll have time for ranting or raving or whatnot, but yeah, I've been trying to do a bit of the WoW chores, and then going to play Final Fantasy for fun. So that kind of gives you a preview of how I've been experiencing things.
Yeah.
But
Well-
yeah.
Well, you can solve all those problems simply by just going along with those trees and just believing in the flat Earth theory with the trees.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that'll solve all your problems.
I was going to say,
Flat Earth.
one working nostril. Isn't the name of that duty outside Idlewild where you have to go through the robot?
Something like that. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that's been the majority of my time. And just doing, oddly enough, a little bit of Pokemoning, not Go. I've been doing the Switch versions,
The Sword and
just as
Shield.
not there yet. I still haven't finished Let's Go Pikachu, so I wanted to finish that before I tried Shield, which I also have, but haven't
That's
started
awesome.
it.
Cool.
But have
But
you
it-
looked
cool.
at this Temtem thing?
I have. That's an interesting little thing that
It is.
yeah, it's basically Pokemon the MMO.
Yep.
As close as they can get without not yet at least being sued into oblivion.
That's what
Yeah.
I've been waiting
Oh,
for.
look
But
at
yeah,
that.
Yeah. It's coming, you know. All right. And Abo, are you on hiding yet? Nope.
nom
he's-
nom
Yum.
nom nom.
I
There
am.
we go.
It's
There
been
it
a
is.
crazy day for me today. So
Yeah.
I had to get quick eats in the drive-through, as all the people here on this podcast got to see me, because I didn't realize the Discord call automatically enabled the
Video.
camera,
Hmm.
the video on my phone.
Yep.
while
Well,
I'm
I
out and
almost-
about.
nostrils.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost answered as well, and you would have seen me being a jungle gym for a 4-year-old. So
He is
Well, that's
really cute
normal.
4-year-old.
So
yeah,
Yeah, so just came back from a preschool birthday party. Just came back from that to drive home, drop the kids off, to drive back out to get the Redbox movie for the kids to watch while I'm up here, or down here rather. They're upstairs watching live action, and so I'm hopefully that movie is is more than an hour long, so it will contain them. And because all my other door experiences are over and done with in 15 minutes. So hopefully this will be longer.
cool. And
Yes,
you've also been
all that
traveling
map.
a lot, so you
Oh.
haven't had much Final Fantasy 14 time, have you?
But I'm starting to get back into it again, mainly because life is letting me get back into it again.
Excellent.
I've been keeping abreast of everything. I said, "Oh, hey, that looks cool." Oh, but yeah, the holidays has me to drive 900 miles in 1 week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And did you even mention the whole Ireland thing?
Oh, yes, there was that too. I had a trip out to Ireland for work,
Oh my
which was
gosh.
very cool. It was very cool. I will tell you some cool things here, but let you guys offline. But one thing I do want to say: if you do end up in Ireland, it sounds not cool, but it totally is cool. The Leprechaun Museum is awesome.
As my grandmother was a leprechaun, I really do wish to go there and visit
Yeah.
some family.
That would be
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, but yeah, Dublin's a very cool town.
Neat.
I thoroughly enjoyed my time there, so I recommend it. The only thing that sucks about it was the time difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's huge.
The time difference made it difficult to play with the masses. Given there's a lot of people
Right.
that are either on very late, on very early, or actually live out there.
Right.
But my normal schedule was off.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
But yes, I still have I did gain an appreciation.
For Jameson.
Yes, I did. I did do the tour out there.
Yeah, I
Uh,
hear I hear
if
it's really neat. A friend of ours.
If
has
you're
done
not
it.
of the drinking age of your certain locale, please wait until you do so. That's our PSA of the day.
Right.
But if you are of age, which I'm going to guess the people on this podcast are of age,
Hmm.
maybe. Okay.
Mhm. I do sometimes still get carded, but I am of age.
Well, okay.
All right.
I did develop appreciation for that, but you see how much time I have to drink it. I had that on New Year's, and it is still halfway filled.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. All
So now
right.
it's time for that guy's turn.
Yeah.
Well,
that-
So what have I been doing? I have
Pulling your
Abel's
hair
lost. Just trying to get everything working together, but we're good. Playing 8.3 and WoW. Like Mew said, it's feels a little bit like a chore, at least right now, trying to stay current because, as we discussed on the Azeroth Roundtable podcast last night, if you're not current, it feels like you're way, way behind and
Yep.
you're not going to catch up. And
Mhm.
it's not that bad, but it feels like, at least the perception is that. But I did get my cloak to rank 7. We Ben and I two-personed one of the horrific visions last night. We got we cleared the second area, went back to the first area, got area down to about 33%, died, thought we failed the whole thing and wasted a vessel, but it turns out because we completed the quest in the second area, which is what we needed, it still said you get credit for that, you just don't get the extra loot from killing Ilaria. So we popped out and had our 2 chests, and we're like, yay, we failed successfully.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which is interesting. That'll change, I think, how a lot of people might do it. If they're trying to get
well,
the cloak
knowing
that,
then you can almost ignore the first area and just go to the 2 second areas, which is what you need once you get past rank 6. You need the pages, 1 from each area. So if you want to do it on one vessel run, you just have to complete the 2 second areas and ignore the first area, and you're good. So, but did that, and then I've been doing the invasions, the dailies and stuff. Just, it's a lot of busy work. There's not, I'd say Mechagon, when it first came out, when everyone was hunting the rares, was more interesting than some of the dailies we're running into right now. But I think that'll all get tweaked over time. But I have been in, as Mew said, I went into Final Fantasy. That's my relaxing game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going through Sigmascape. Was it Sigma, Delta? Now I'm at Alphascape, and I'm up to the dragon in the fight before Omega. So I've got to finish that soon. I may do that after map night, depending on how late we play. So we'll see. But I made it through. What was the name of the robot outside Idleshire?
Alexander.
Yeah, I did the whole Alexander chain and got that done, which was awesome. That was a really good story. And then
wasn't it unexpectedly good?
Yeah, no, it was really good. I like that story. I like the Alphascape stories so far, and I'm also current on Eden, which is the current version of Alexander and Alphascape. So
for now,
yeah. So
now you're ready for Savage. Yay!
No.
And if you really liked Alex, time for Alex Extreme.
Nope, not doing it.
I think that's a nope.
Yeah.
Eden Extreme, the first 2 are not bad.
Yeah,
in
they're okay.
A controlled group. Yeah. So.
Yes.
Even in a pug.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough about what I've been doing. Let's find out what the guild's been doing in AIE news.
AIE News.
I tried. It probably died again.
Yep.
All right. Community mandatory fun nights, where the fun is mandatory, but the attendance is not. On Sunday, STO, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Look for that probably to start picking up now that they're running both Picard and Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Discovery.
On CBS All Access. Watch the first episode of Picard. It was awesome.
Yep, Ready Room's also good to watch after it for a nice little extra bit,
yes.
too.
Yeah,
yes.
Ready Room, and you don't have to be a CBS subscriber for that. You can watch that on YouTube. I think it's even on Twitch. So
It's on a few places.
Yep. Monday, we have Guild Wars 2 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, SOTOR at 8 p.m. Central Max Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, Final Fantasy 14, 10 p.m. Eastern. Friday, ESO, we have 9 p.m. Eastern. And the Final Fantasy Late Night at 11 p.m. Eastern. On Saturday, we have Lord of the Rings Online, which normally is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, but they are delaying it tonight until after the podcast. So
Correct.
hop in there with Mei Lung tonight and do some activities in Lotro. It is also New Braid in WoW at 11 p.m. Eastern, And we are doing map night in Final Fantasy XIV at 11 p.m. Eastern. So pick your
Busy night.
game. AIE is active. All right. And streaming and guild podcast news. SOTOR Escape Podcast 324. Our amps are one louder. Classic balance coming soon. Class balance coming soon. I've been playing too much WoW Classic. Alderaan Stronghold updates on the PTS, and they talk about amplifiers.
Clearly.
And Working Class Nerds, episode 63, Our Eyes See 2020. Nice pun, Marcus. Nick and Marcus look ahead to the game they're most looking forward to coming out in 2020, and of course recap what they've been up to in their gaming lives.
And starting with the gaming news in WoW, if you haven't known, patch 8.3 is out, and the guild activity level seems to be up as people are doing daily quests, looking for groups for horrific or heroic visions, as I've heard a few people say it,
Right?
and camping rare mount spawns. The new raid opened on Tuesday, and a number of raid teams are progressing through it, while Blizzard hurriedly fixes all the bugs with hot fixes and extended maintenance windows. Pretty much every day I've logged in, there's been something waiting for me, a new patch, so they've been very busy. If you're looking for a raid team, make sure you check out the raid recruitment channel in AIE Discord. If you're looking for a group to run Horrific Visions or the heroic version of Mechagon, make sure to check the LFG channel for people looking for those groups. Also, as a reminder, Umami applications are no longer required for WoW Retail. I don't think we're doing it at all for Classic, so they're no longer required anywhere, I think, right? Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. We are opening up guild recruitment to the server with the in-game recruitment system. New and current members of AIE can continue to use the Discord, the AIE LFO in-game community, as well as the new Blizzard guild recruitment system to request guild invites. We do want to thank Stig for everything he has done with the Umami system and Greenwall, and we can't wait to see what he has in store for AIE in the future. Also, next month is AIE's 13th anniversary. 13
We're
years.
a teenager.
Lucky number 13. And is also going to be the 3rd annual Ralph's Amazing Race, with details coming soon. Blizzard soon, or AIE soon. We'll see.
All right. And in SOTOR news, Mega. Friday, February 7th, 9 p.m. World time. Fine Eastern time. SEMA San Diego. We'll be hiding SEMA on a planet. What planet, you ask? You have to come and find out. Loki and the officers will have the clues on where you need to go to find SEMA. Don't miss the monthly epic event. Our operations teams are thriving. Some are working through new operations, some are working through the whole progression of all the operations, and some are doing whatever operations they feel like that week. They've done 3 MFNs so far this year, and I've been extremely happy. And I've had some players come with us that have never seen those operations. It's always a great time when that happens. We're looking forward to the new stronghold, this time on the beautiful planet of Alderaan. I know what you're thinking, but it's still thousands of years before that happens. The stronghold is currently on the PTS, so watch for times when the PTS is available if you want to hop in and stroll around. The next patch is 6.1 and should be coming out sometime in February. It will include some class changes, the Alderaan strongholds, and a story beat.
Yep. And in ESO news, Update 25 is coming soon. It will be the start of the year-long Dark Heart of Skyrim adventure. Had to double check. Yes, that is the Dark Heart of Skyrim adventure. It will bring performance improvements and a patching overhaul, as well as the first DLC of the year called Harrow Storm. Harrow Storm will have new item sets and collectibles, as well as 2 new dungeons that set up the events of the upcoming Greymoor chapter. The dungeons will be Unhallowed Grave, a long-forgotten tomb, and Ice Reach, where you go to confront witches.
I read that it's comfort witches.
Yeah, I think you would want
Funny
to
how that
comfort
works.
the witches, not confront them. But
Exactly.
Yeah.
there's no set date yet for Harrow Storm, but ETA is sometime first quarter of 2020. We know it'll be out before Greymoor launches, and the release date for Greymoor is May 18th for PC and Mac, and June 2 for the console.
So, correct me if I'm wrong here, because I am honestly not sure on this. If you have a subscription to ESO, the ESO Plus,
Right.
do Do you?
We've lost him.
Whoops.
I think the question he's asking is, do you automatically get the content without having to pay for
do.
it? And you
Yes.
do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope, we lost
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, you could
be
still
back.
buy it even if you subscribe, but you don't get like the collector's edition stuff if you are just a Plus member.
Yeah.
So if you want the mountain pet that usually comes with those things, you have to buy those separately.
And I'm back. I missed a response,
Yay!
but I will go back and the podcast again. To get
Do
the
it in
response.
post.
The
Quick
quick
answer.
and dirty abo is you get the
Yes.
expansion with ESO Plus. You don't get the collector's items unless you buy it.
Okay, so I have an ESO Plus that I've just been keeping going for whatever
Yep.
reason. I don't have to buy the latest expansion. I can just go in and say, I'm here, and then doing the new stuff, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Correct.
Oh, cool.
All right, and in Eve news, the team has settled in a new home system, bringing in their little cubby holes and ADMs so they can truly start doing big boy stuff with their big boy pits. Hoots has plans to start making stuff for Corpies, and Corpies are helping out by donating needed materials for said process. And the coalition is being harassed by Russians again, but that's normal.
What's an ADM? What's an ADM?
I don't know. If you're in Eve, you know what it is. If you don't, it's redacted.
It's classified.
It's classified. Just assume it's some kind of big spacey thing.
Yes.
There we
Okay.
go. Yes.
Automatic,
Right.
automatic distributed manufacturing something.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
It's a
Yes,
line
good.
item in a spreadsheet.
Automatic
Yes.
destroying meteors.
Meteor.
There we go. No mutants detected. All right, and just again a reminder: in Lotro, they're delaying the start of SNL until after the show is over.
All right. With that, I think that was record time on the news. Let's get back to Abo and Duras and find out what is going on in Final Fantasy XIV.
Right?
All right, so many things, but first off, most importantly, I want to give a recognition to someone here who has completed the main story quest line from beginning to end and is currently caught up on it. That would be our wonderful host here of Tetsemi. Has completed it all. So
Yay.
congratulations.
Yay!
No,
You are
it
now
was a good
one of
story. I
us.
mean, it kept me going. It's like, oh, I got to go log into WoW, do some turn. Okay, I'm back to the story. Great.
Right?
It's been
Yeah.
good enough. I've completed it 4 times. So
Yeah.
it's
Impressive.
Yes.
I don't know
So-
how you get past ARR 4 times. That's where the time sink seems to be.
Well, I had done that ages ago. You have to remember,
okay.
these
so
are
you
all
had
characters that
4.
I've more or less kept up. So it was
Gotcha.
basically just having to do 4 of them in just the new expansion.
Okay, that makes sense because
Yeah.
I have a second character that I was looking at, just playing around with, and I'm like going through ARR and I'm just going, this is going to take a while.
hmm
You got $25?
No, I don't skip story content. That's evil
Yeah.
and
At least
wrong.
the first time.
Yeah. So
So I think the level boost are what's currently on sale right
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
it Stone Sale? Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they
For,
swapped
like,
it. I think
2
it was
more
the story
days.
skip before. Now it's
yeah.
So, and that's
just-
that's where you
just
boost
so everyone
to
who, including
current
the
level, or
non-Final
you boost
Fantasy
to
players.
70, but you don't complete any of the stories automatically. Right?
Correct. They're separate. 2 separate things.
Okay. So just to put everything in perspective, even for the non-Final Fantasy 14 players, Mr. Tetsemi here has completed all, obviously the base game, or Realm Reborn, all the 5 major patches and sub patches. Each one added additional main story quest line quest. Some of those are very involved. All of the Heavensward, the first expansion, all the 5 patches along with that, again, continuing the storyline. All of Stormblood, which again, this is all a continuous storyline from beginning to end. You complete all of Stormblood and all of its patches, and all of Shadowbringers, and it's 1 major patch as well.
If
So
you've ever
that's
read
a lot of content.
if you've ever read Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, I've done like basically book 1, book 2, book 3, and book 4. That's about it.
Yeah, each one's a full game, by the way. This
Yeah.
just because you say expansion, it's just like it's a full game. It's like you went out and shelled out $60 for a AAA title.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
then there's patches on top of it.
Yeah,
And then there's the
it's-
next, and then a year and a half to 2 years later, there's another one.
Yeah.
It's like, and we're all suckers. We keep buying them because we love
Right,
them.
right. Yeah, so, yeah.
So I do have questions.
We
the
have
Ishgard-
answers.
I know the
And
Ishgard restoration
let's-
seems
hold-
stalled.
One sec.
Okay.
Before we start there, this is where we might get into spoilers. We will avoid them when we can, but they might happen.
Yeah. Very high level.
Okay.
yes.
Ishgard restoration
Mhm.
seems stalled.
That's
It
on
is.
purpose.
Okay.
With patch 5.2 coming out mid-February, so soonish,
Okay.
they're going to advance it to the next stage of that. This is always sort of a long, drawn-out process, which usually predates the release of a new housing residential area.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just curious because for those that don't play, Ishgard restoration is 2 expansions ago
So-
or 1 expansion ago?
No,
It's
it's
the
this
first.
one.
It's Heaven's Word.
Yeah, so it's
So-
the first
yeah.
expansion.
So
Right.
Ishgard is a city that got messed up bad. It turns out if you pick a fight with dragons for over 1,000 years, your
Yeah,
city
that's
might
true.
be a little messed up.
Yeah. We got to put it back together.
Yes,
Pieces.
So-
2
so,
expansions later.
Yeah, because as of this expansion, they're actually starting to restore it.
Right. See, and what's interesting to me, and I think Mew and I had this discussion offline, everyone got in and went, ooh, new content, and just
Devoured
grinded
it.
into
Uh-huh.
the ground and completed everything. And the producers went, we didn't expect you to complete it that quick. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go back to the drawing board on that. Because Doma seems a lot better.
Because it's
gated each
gated.
week. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
So
and that's part of it. And they really weren't expecting people to slam into it that hard. I mean, they were overwhelming the servers. Like they were moving like locusts. Whenever the special crafting fate would appear on a server,
right.
they would use the world visit thing, and everyone would slam into that to where even the people that lived on the normal server couldn't get in. So
Right.
yeah, it was they were ravenous for that content. So it's clearly they have a hit on their hands, but they need to design it to take this ravenous horde in.
Yeah.
And they
Cool.
did, relatively quickly introduce a thing that prohibited people on world visitation sort of permits, not from the native
Right.
server, couldn't enter into that instance, which
Yeah.
allowed some of the people who are actually native to the server to
To
experience
actually
content
complete it.
intended for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Square
But
often
yeah.
does things like this, like with the Ishgard restoration. The core, there's a story element, which we've been talking about.
Yeah.
But they also introduce this as kind of a catch-up mechanic for some quality of life stuff. If you're a crafter, and I dabbled over the 4
Mhm.
years that we've been playing this game, this will catch you up in crafting very quickly.
Impressive.
I went from level 12 in a smattering of the crafting classes to level 80 across the board in crafting and gathering within a few weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was pretty insane.
Yeah.
And that's just the Ishgard restoration. There's also the fact
Right.
that across the board they've made it easier to level. So if you do the
That's
Oh
true.
Lord, it's much
Your-
easier
your
to
Grand
level
Company
crafting
stuff.
now.
Grand Company turn-ins will give you easily a level, if not 3 per turn-in per day.
Yeah.
And the leaves also give tons of experience. And
That's
just doing
that's
stuff
how
in
I've been
general.
leveling, is just making the items for the leaves and the Grand Company turn-ins and
Yeah.
Yep.
level.
And don't forget, there's the each expansion. We haven't had one introduced yet. I guess the Ishgard is its replacement for it.
Mhm.
Each one has a beast tribe, daily quests,
Right.
faction, and story progression of a thing to give you super experience for leveling. So you have your
Speaking of the
Ixal in
Feywild.
Realm Reborn, which has a story content. Was with that. There's the Mughals. There's the fish eye people. What are they called?
Catfish, the Namazu.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
it. Yes, thank you. Which has an awesome mount at the end, by the way, which I want, and I'm very
A
close to getting.
ridiculous mount. The mount that makes absolutely no sense.
It
Yeah.
makes no sense, but that's why it's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
So
and you don't even write in it. You just hold. It's like one of those carts that people for from putting your shoulder in. It's like a little a house on these 4 little sticks people carry around.
Yeah.
Except there's these little itty bitty catfish doing there. But
my
you don't
goodness.
actually go in it. You just hang off the side.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
You just hang off at
ridiculous.
like you're pole dancing it, and then it flies, and then all the 4 little catfish people are hanging on for dear life as you're flying
Yeah.
around.
That's funny.
It shouldn't fly. It really shouldn't, and somehow
No.
it does.
No, but everything does. Like my elephant flies, of course.
Turtles fly. The most fun way of doing it.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So
So that's what I've
So
been
I'll-
doing is, I hit max level, I hit 80, and I started looking at, okay, now I got to go back and do all my level 60 dungeons and raids, and I completed all those. Now I'm on, except for the extreme stuff, now I'm on doing the level 70, all those duties and raids. I stepped foot in the splendid city of Rabanaugh and went, nope. So
That's a
I'll
good
go
one.
back to that, but that's
Yeah,
like,
we'll-
okay, dedicated.
we'll go with
couple
you on that one.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with you on that one. So
Yeah.
just to give an idea of how much stuff there is in this game here. So even after you finish the main story quest line, you still have raids in all 4 expansions, 8 players, extremes, and you also have the 24 player stuff. There's 3 of those per expansion. You have trials, which is like just a single boss encounter. Just go in, poof, done.
Yeah.
There's tons of those, and a lot of those also have extreme versions of those as well. Maps, not too much story on there, but they're there. When we love them, maps are great fun. Crafting, which we talked about, so even the crafting has stories behind it. And something that you need to do yet, because I haven't heard you mention this yet, but you need to do the story of the world's greatest detective.
Oh, I did
Hildebrand.
Hildebrand. No, I
You had
did
done
that in
Hildebrand.
Heaven's Ward.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
no,
it
that's
upgrades.
all.
It upgrades though. You've done it for every expansion, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you are ready for when Hildebrand makes his appearance in the first,
Exactly.
which he has to happen.
Yeah, it
has
has
to
to.
Maybe he'll be Hildebrand.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that'd
don't-
be good. Yeah.
or no,
Amanda
oh
Brunel,
no,
all the same.
yeah. So be a Hildebrand with a goatee.
Yep. Exactly.
It still doesn't beat the name for the wandering minstrel in Eorzea, and then you have the minstreling wanderer
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
love
oh no,
that
no,
when
we're
you
not-
click on him, it's like, why do you want to punch me? And like,
Yeah, you should not be here.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Not at all.
none.
All right. Okay, so
But
coming up,
there's also player created events in game.
there is. So we're going to
Nice
talk
segue.
about. Yes, segues are not my thing. It's I'm more just like
Right.
stop, go, wedding.
Doc.
Well,
Yeah.
Teresa and Viv's ceremony of eternal bonding. That's in-game weddings speak. They're going to get hitched in game
Nice.
on Wednesday, January 29th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that's a Wednesday. No, yeah, it is a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
I just said Wednesday.
We
I
have
remember that-
invitations for it in the guild or free company bank. If you don't know how to get to it or can't get them, let someone know. We'll grab one for you. Or Teresa and Viv can give you one, but you need that little piece of paper to actually get into the event.
Yes.
And you get goodies if you go.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you do get things, and it's actually a cool event. It's actually pretty cool.
If you've not seen it, you should definitely try to.
Sounds awesome.
And it's thematic. No one knows what they're going to choose yet. I don't think
Neat.
it's said, but there's
Yes.
a Moogle hosted wedding event. There's more traditional stuff. It's a fun time.
And if you are thinking of getting hitched up in game yourself, there is a free version, and there's also like extension ones which are cash, but
Right.
not it's not nearly as much as a real wedding. Just just
Yeah,
right
well,
there.
that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
But the free companies has had many couples get hitched over the years. One thing that Kitty and Tara have pointed out is on the anniversary of your wedding, to actually qualify for the wedding, you have to go through a little quest. So there's story even behind the weddings.
Mhm.
You have to go out, complete this little quest. I think there's like a little thing to do on your anniversary as well. So I mean,
Neat.
it's a very neat thing. And it has some in-game perks like you can teleport to each other.
Yeah,
You do get
directly
the
to each
little-
other.
Yeah, the pretty rings to wear. So it's
That's awesome.
it's neat, the attention to detail and the elements that they put into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about
Yeah.
more events.
Well,
No,
I
events.
do want to point out one other thing about the weddings is that they don't have to be weddings. It can be friendship ceremonies. They do have that option.
Neat.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
cool.
See, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's you have full-on weddings, you have just bondings, and you have just friendship ceremonies where you get the same perks, but you're not saying that you're married. Kind
You're
of thing.
just
So it's
besties.
like a BFF ceremony.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Neat.
But another thing that we've taken to doing, Kelsier started this. You heard us mention maps earlier. Just a few more words about that. There are things that you can gather in the game. If you're a gatherer, I think you can collect one of these maps per day.
Mhm.
And you can go and search for the buried treasure. And you will either get a bunch of gil that was in the chest after feeding a bunch of monsters that spawn. But you may also additionally get a portal appear, and you can dive into that portal. And then you get this whole little mini dungeon that you can go through. Fight multiple bosses on each floor, of which I believe there's 5 most times. And there are little things that you can do, little gimmicks along the way, certain mechanics in certain fights. And if you make it to the bottom, it's like 100,000 gil. I mean, you get
Yeah.
there are perks for getting to the bottom, along
Yeah.
with achievements and titles, and it's
Crafting
it's a
rare
fun time.
drops.
You can and
The-
rare
yeah.
drops. That's the thing.
Yes.
Minions, materials for crafters to make neat little outfits for you, or neat big outfits.
Yep.
But we easily, at the 2 weeks that we've done this now, I've spent 4+ hours just grinding through these maps. And this Saturday, in several hours, right, or maybe less than that, we're
Yeah,
going to be
just
diving in again.
2.
So if you're in
Yeah, 2
game,
hours.
look up.
2 hours and change.
Yep.
2 hours,
Kelsier
13 minutes.
Kelsier has organized these. Come whenever you can. People are coming and going all the time, so we can add
Mhm.
people, create multiple groups. We have plenty of maps.
Yes.
Yep, and there are, in case you're worried about catching on when everyone else is doing it, don't worry, there are solo versions.
Yes.
So there's the one that's the full raid of 8 people, and then there's the solo version. So you can do either one.
Mhm.
And if you don't have a map, you can still participate.
Yeah, we don't require you to bring a map.
Yep.
Because
Unlike Horrific
several of us who
Visions,
are-
where everyone needs
Yeah.
a vessel, not everyone needs a
Exactly.
map.
Correct.
that's right. But
Yep.
it's not uncommon for everyone to bring 4 or 5 maps.
Yep.
And they're
So, you
relatively
could be doing
cheap
20
on
maps a night.
the auction house
Yeah.
right now, aren't
Market
they?
board.
I want to
yeah.
say 30 to 60,000
20 to
right
30.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20 to 30
Yeah,
for the ones
if
that
you're an enterprising sort of fellow, you can server hop and try to find the best deal.
Hmm.
True.
Um,
Bargain hunting for the
Mogboard.com.
servers.
Yes.
yes.
And they are unique, so you have to do some gymnastics to hold more than one. So you can have one deciphered, one undeciphered, one on your chocobo, and one per retainer.
And your chocobo saddlebags.
Yeah.
Well, he
yeah,
did say chocobo, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
missed it.
Yeah.
And that pretty much covers the sort of in-game AIE specific events, but there are a few interesting things that everyone's a buzz about. The live letter, which is this big sort of Square's ability to sort of reveal the stuff for the next patch,
Mhm.
which we're getting 5.2 dropping mid-February next month. So this is live letter. Help me out here. LV11, is that 52? 57? I can't do
57,
Roman
I
numerals.
think. Yeah,
57.
I think it's
And that's
57.
Thursday, February 6th at 3 a.m. Pacific. Right, so insane hours for us.
Right.
And they'll be covering basically just sort of a few words from the developers and stuff that's going to be coming in patch 5.2, and they have a special site. We'll get a link in the show notes for that. But they're going to, new dungeon, new trial. The next step of the Ishgard restoration is going to come. New crafting and gathering overhaul. They're not done fixing that. But my personal favorite, everyone loves to fish in the game. There's irony and sarcasm there for those
Yeah.
who have actually fished.
Unless you're Shadow, then or Sparrow, then you really like it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ocean fishing. So we're talking big
Yeah.
fish fishing.
Can we take
So
a
there-
moment to discuss how awesome the patch 5.2 site is right now?
Yes, that was something.
You mean
that
the
many
bullet
people
points?
noticed really quick.
Yeah,
It's-
bullet points,
it's
yeah.
literally
Normally
just-
it's normally
big,
it's this
it's
huge
a
long
flash.
thing of come in this, and this week it's just, or this time it's just like people are like, oh, I don't know, we're so busy. It's after the just put
Yeah.
a bullet list.
Yeah,
So they
Right.
just have a
exactly.
little bullet list of stuff.
Yeah,
It's
they are
funny.
definitely one of the hardest working development teams out there.
Yeah, they put out so much content, it's ridiculous.
And these are guys that are passionate about the game. Now, the people are there for the 1.0. If you've not seen the documentary, look it up on YouTube. The A Realm Reborn documentary, 1.0 to 2.0, the failures, how it crashed and burned, how it was revived. That's really a good sort of insightful look at game development and how AIR got turned things around. But yeah, it's a good show.
Okay. Then also coming up, there's an in-game event. There's Valentine's Day.
Tionis.
Valentine.
Valentine's
Sure.
Day.
Sure. Let's go with that. Wednesday, January 29th to Sunday, February 9th. It's the what's cool about this one is that it's almost like it's going to be a voting thing going on. So there's going to be like 3 people
Say
that
the words. Say the words. Emissaries of love.
yes,
You can say it.
they're emissaries of love.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, know who's
And-
probably going to win?
The lovely Astrid.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she was in last year's, so I think a lot of people might be
Yeah.
taking it with her.
And then you've got Rodrigalt and then Bert. I mean, who doesn't love Bert, really? And sometimes they introduce, this time it's going to be actual full outfits, like a 5-piece outfit. And whoever wins for your world, everyone will receive that colored outfit, red, blue, or yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
However, they're the
It is-
same exact pieces. You can dye them to
Yeah,
be the other colors if you want.
just it'll come dyed with the winning color, but then you can change
Exactly.
it later.
Gotcha.
They even list the dyes they use.
Yes. And there's some other junk you can purchase through there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, the
the
food you
usual.
can put in the free company house that everyone will eat.
Or please, there's like some cookies I think we have from like behind your dancing self there that's been there for about a year and a half. Please eat
This
them.
empty plate.
I eat them
This
every
empty
time I
plate, I
go
think someone
in.
has-
So.
Okay, good.
Cookies or are they sewing supplies?
Right? Yeah.
It depends on the angle of your camera.
I just keep forgetting to stable my chocobo every time I visit the house when I log out. So
Yeah.
Oh,
because
yes, and
people
if
are
you do
actively
have-
leveling them. So
If you do have a chocobo stable, please stop by the free company house every now and then and check on them because they get fed like
Mhm.
hourly sometimes. So
yeah.
if
Yeah.
they're orange, you need to take them out, go have it
Hmm.
beat on something with its beak, and then put it back in so it can continue to level.
Until it gets to 10.
And
you need onions.
and with that live letter and everything else, that does signal the end of the 5.1 patch cycle, which means we're starting the hype machine for 5.2. And the way that Final Fantasy does patching, essentially, your 0 to 4, those are your main like tier patches. So your raids start, that introduces a new raid tier. So you have 0 is obviously the base game, but then 2 is a new tier. So we had the first levels of that was a tier, and then we had then 5.2 is going to be the next tier, which is a new gear set and so forth. There's going to be new catch up mechanics, so you can never really feel that behind. It's they make it so you can catch up.
Yeah, they're going to retire the current low tombstone, turn it into a poetic, and then you can buy stuff with poetics instead. And then they're going to introduce a new tombstone. It's like this constantly changing thing. It's the old badges from WoW. Final Fantasy still does it. That way you can make it kind of choose where you want to go, which is kind of cool.
Right. So we'll see that, obviously new stuff there, but we get new Eden stuff to do and a bunch of other stuff there. Most of these things that we're going to learn, what we're going to be doing will be on February 6th at 3 a.m. Pacific time. So pretty much about when I wake up to go to work.
Oh no.
Or go to work early and just watch it.
Or just stay up and don't go to
Yeah.
bed.
Kick the day off.
There's that too. Just
Yeah.
Sleep
But-
for the weekend.
so yeah,
But
there's
with
gonna be a
this
lot.
patch- Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I got none.
All right.
Go
Well,
ahead.
with this patch, right? The other, I mean, we've talked about the bullet points, but there's gonna usually with the even numbered patches, like you said, there's new raid contents. They're gonna, I think, consolidate the tombstones yet again. So they'll be changing how a lot of that stuff works.
Yep.
One other thing we didn't mention that's happening in game right now, your dailies. Right? Every game has dailies. In Final Fantasy, they're called roulettes. There are certain incentives they often offer for people to participate in some of these roulettes versus others. If you've not checked out the little Moogle, like I'm dressed up as here, these guys, they're floating around in the major cities. Irregular tombstones. Right now, I think they're doing soldiery tombstones, which doing certain content in these roulettes are just flat out as duties, aka the dungeons, the instance content. You get a certain number of these things. It's a currency. You talk to these vendors, and they're offering things from little cosmetic items that have long since come and gone, mounts that you can only get doing very challenging content are available for a limited time on these guys, with tens of 20s or 100 of these tombstones. If you're familiar with the main scenario quest line, there is a roulette for that, because as people trickle into the game, they need to complete this content to progress. Because everything is gate locked, so it can be a little trying sometimes to complete this 8-man or 16-man content. So they have introduced the roulette, which gets you to have people join in, randomly to help you finish it. Those are, I think, the big one now is worth 10 of these. It's time well spent.
Yeah.
Getting 10 of those, and you can get yourself a Namazu neckerchief.
Yeah, right.
So it's which a total
Everybody
of
wants one of
100.
those.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird meta thing. It's like you're wearing the neckerchief, and it's a little Namazu head, and he's wearing a collar with a bell on it.
Yeah.
So it's like this weird meta.
Yeah,
It's
that is odd.
Camelception. Yeah.
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 It's in the
Yeah,
cameo
but,
position.
So I guess really the only other thing we should say is if Final Fantasy interests you, English.
Wow.
If Final Fantasy
It will-
interests you,
There is no if. It will interest you.
right?
It will capture you. And
there's a free
take
trial.
a stranglehold.
There's a free trial for the game that you can go and download. Feel free to grab anyone, basically, because everyone who's been playing this regularly has been playing it. And they know about the recruit a friend. They know about things that you have to go or look at in order to get into the game.
If you have played before and your subscription has lapsed for, I think, 60 or 90 days,
Something like that.
the recruit, the
Returner.
was it the reenlistment, the returner
Callback
campaign, callback campaign. That's it.
Yep.
That's back on. Let one of us know, and we can shoot that out to you.
If you were in the free company at the time or you're on someone's friends list, they can send this to you.
And it's worth it for both of you. You definitely want to get it because the person inviting gets a golden and you get silver.
Feathers, yeah.
Yeah, and you can turn it in for gear and other fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
And your PlayStation, again, we say this every time, and I'm going to continue to say it on every podcast. PlayStation, PC, Steam, Mac, whatever's same servers.
Yep.
There's a rumor floating around the interwebs that it might be coming out for Xbox one day.
They're working on it.
We'll see.
They are talking.
Very cool. All right. Well, I think that is going to do it. That is our show for tonight. While the chat room, hello chat room, begins
chat room.
suggesting show titles, we want to thank Abo and Duras for joining us. Thank you guys. We really appreciate it. Don't forget, after the show, 30 minutes from now, Kelser just tweeted it out or just said it in Discord, map night. And also Lord of the Rings Online, like in 2 minutes as soon as we end the show. So make
And
sure
it's New
you
Braid
pay
later.
attention to that.
Yep, New Braid as well.
And New Braid, yes, because it is Saturday night.
Saturday nights are hopping.
Exactly. Yep.
Get rid of all responsibilities and play video games. This is important life advice.
Okay. And if you are trying to find Abo and Duras, the best way is AIE Discord.
Yes.
Second best way is look for them on Twitter at Abovan at the Duras. But again, AIE Discord, just find them there. They're always there.
We're always there. Yeah.
You can always ping me in any way, shape, or form. If it says Abovan, I'm probably have an account there.
And in many respects, for many of our games, Discord has sort of become the guild chat.
It
to an
is.
extent.
It is.
Yep. Very much so. All right. If you have a question or comment about our show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. You can also follow us on the aforementioned Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. I am at the Mew Cow. Makala is at Cyberwaif, and Tetsemi is at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday or sometimes Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room that we've been talking about and play along with us on our website. It is aie-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. And our Discord server, if you aren't already on there, is at aie-guild.info/discord. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, keyswithsoul.com.
And now it's time to play all the great AIE member segments we received this week, including overly dramatic news from Hunts to Win, yay! And Ask Buxley from Ask Buxley, even more yay.
Yay.
Yep. And next time we will return for our regularly scheduled Sunday night with SOTOR. So until then, AIE, this is Tetsemi.
This is Mew Cow.
This is Makala.
And this has been the AIE Podcast. Yay!
Yay! I'm going to
somebody's
take...
catering.
Yeah.
Somebody's catering to Abo there.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm going to run
you know
because
where
I
my
have to
vote
take
is.
the meatloaf out of the oven. So
Okay.
thank you
Yeah,
guys
you're
for a
good.
wonderful show.
Food.
What was the Lala Ho? Lala Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, no.
Lolly ho.
Lolly Ho, yes.
And I managed not to rant about WoW.
I know. It was
Distracted
tough.
with Final Fantasy.
So,
Yeah, it's. I mean, I keep abreast of what's happening there. It's like I have my preference. I can easily go off on a long time on why I play this game and not WoW anymore. But I don't want to trash other games because
Yep.
they're still cool. And if you like what you play, you like what you play. It's just that
Yep.
I have strong opinions on where
Frankly,
other
people
games are going.
change, games change. It's, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
all right, let me get more titles. If not, you
I-
guys have 3 to choose or pick a new one.
No, Abo. No. Since maps have been a big hit for us, and that's what we're doing tonight. Mandatory map merriment. I like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
we will
Clever.
go with that one.
Yeah, that's the. It is what we are doing right now.
Cool.
So once again, another notch for Max. I think he comes up with a lot of these.
He does.
No one's
He's
counting.
good
No
at
one's
them.
counting.
So,
Alrighty.
all right. Well, thank you, chat room.
I just wanted to let you know,
We gotta
Seema, I was totally on board with that.
all right.
Just totally on board with you.
Talk to you guys
Bye.
later, chat room.